All right, it is 6 o'clock, and we're going to prep for some Dungeons and Dragons. We're going to continue working on our Gothic Horror world, inspired by Ravenloft, and the opportunity to create our own domains of dread. So we are making 4 domains of dread and 1 neutral realm that is sort of in the middle of the 4 of them. The world is self-contained in that way. Yeah. We've done a pretty good job of fleshing out this contested territory in the center, the Nibel territories to the north, which are controlled by overzealous palabros, basically. The realm of Folka, which is eternally changing, yet always staying the same. Lena Tustani, which is the Secret Sands, a realm that is mostly night, ruled by vampires. And then we start tonight on Tesfall. Progress at any cost. So, I saved this one for last because, one, it strikes me as one of the most interesting ones, for sure. And two, because it is so interesting, I'm finding it the trickiest one to define and I don't know, expand upon. So I've got nothing in this document. We do know how the other realms feel about Tesfall, and that can be a very powerful way to build. So especially when you don't 100% understand what you're building, knowing what the shadow profile, right, that we've created for Tesfall, we could sort of use that to start building and then kind of go from there. So, what do we know about Tesfall from everything that we've done so far? There are constructs. Okay. For, I guess, a slightly similar feel, there's like a Shadow Realm in the recent WoW expansion that is constructs. It's basically like undead, but like the spookier undead, like abominations and zombies and liches and things like that. And, you know, the undeads, the spooky undeads. But not the vampires, because they had their own world. So, yeah, there's that. But honestly, the aesthetics of that world, it basically just looks like Doom. You know, there's a lot of like slime, which, I mean, I say that, but we got a big lake of slime right here. There's a lot of just spiky mountains and desolate areas. I don't really like that per se for this. I want it to be industrial, though. So, in a way, that would equate to a wasteland, maybe? But I certainly want it to be industrial. Okay. People are potential parts. Animals are potential parts. Always striving for improvement. And I guess we could air quotes improvement. And instead of thriving, we should probably say striving. Thanks. You are smarter than me, computer. Alright. So they're neighbors. We initially kind of hit upon the idea that the vampires would want to be bros, right, with these guys because they, I think we offhandedly said like good source of blood, all right, good source of blood. But really though, as we explored the vampires a bit more, we realized that the vampires live in constant fear of losing control of their thralls. And then this whole like fortress that's going on over here, this Tyrannia hold, this was built to deal with that because there was a like sort of an invasion from Tesfall. So I'm gonna actually put down that they are feared and distrusted by the other realms. And if anything, I mean, I guess they are the most bad of all the bad guys because when all the other bad guys are scared of you, I guess that makes you I guess that makes you the ultimate bad guy. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's see. Go to the paintbrush so we don't accidentally... No, we'll go to this arrow. There we go. That's a much better way to explore the map. So Nibel territories were cautious. Yeah. The world's really coming along. So we're going to say that Nibel territories are cautious, but generally ignore Tesfall in favor of evangelizing Vone and winning the war against darkness, represented by Lena Tustani. All right. Let's see. On the complete opposite side of the map, let's see. We have Folka. All right. So Folka is a respectable distance from Tesfall. And until recently had little interaction with them, aside from the occasional overzealous or overconfident poachers looking for rare game to add to their constructs. Okay, but Lena Tustani was an ally until Tesfall overplayed their hand and invaded the eastern, I guess it's the northeastern. Hey, what's up, fam? Northeastern border. Okay, borders. There we go. Since then, the nations have been in a sort of Cold War. Oh, thanks, Will. Let's see. Yeah, it's coming along. It is coming along. We're gonna dig into Tesfall now, and start getting that. Probably not doing too much mapping on Tesfall because we need to better define Tesfall. So right now I'm defining it against its own neighbors. So let's see. All right, Tesfall, poachers, keep watch, attack. Let's see. Scorpion folk. These are actually genetically modified living biosoldiers created by Tesfall. Use the original attack. Blah, blah, blah. Tesfall. Okay. So that, I think we covered that. We'll go to the OG document. I should probably grab the Folka document also. Probably have some interesting information in there. And I can't remember if we made Nibel Territories its own document or not, but we should probably go back and check that as well. Let me see. It'd be certainly cool if we did. All right. So Nibel Territories, Tesfall. Man, you guys didn't even get mentioned. All right, I guess I was right in saying that they ignore you. Okay, wait, we'll check constructs just in case. Nope. All right. Folka, though. Tesfall? Nope. Constructs? Nope. Okay. And then main document. Here we go. Tesfall. Tesfall is only mentioned once and only as constructs. All right. So let's look up constructs in this document. It comes up 18 times. For the love of science, no need for religion. Warlocks are hot right now. Wizards, aberrant druids, and sorks. Belief system is to overcome the weakness of nature itself. Modified and scarier version of singularity. Oh, that's right. We were going to make the Lord of Blades the boss. Okay. I do love me the Lord of Blades. Let's see. I feel like if we use the actual Lord of Blades, Keith Baker's going to come after me, and also Wizards of the Coast would get mad if we ever tried to publish. I know we said we weren't going to publish this, but if we ever did, they'd probably get pretty mad. Yeah, definitely. That is a good point, Doofam. I feel like if you're familiar with the lore of Planescape and the cosmology of Dungeons and Dragons, there's this thing called the Blood War, where the Tanari, which are the demons, and the Beatazu, which are the devils, they're eternally at war with each other, essentially pitted against each other by the Yugoloths and the Celestials. The Yugoloths profiting off of the Infinite War, and the Celestials knowing that the best way to defeat evil is to have evil defeat itself. So, yeah, the idea that Tesfall has the resources, the technology, and the power to conquer the other realms, and hasn't, you would assume that that is more than likely because they are constantly infighting amongst themselves. So, if you are unfamiliar with who the Lord of Blades is, let me introduce you to this sexy motherfucker right here. Look at this guy. Alright, let's open this as a new tab and really appreciate what's going on here. This is like a super Warforged. This is the Ultron of the Dungeons and Dragons universe. Even his minis are just dope as hell. Like, tell me that's not just Ultron. You know what I'm saying? There he is. That's Ultron. He is amazing. And I like the storylines with him are super duper cool. Yeah, so oh, the Xenoblade route. Yes. So like while he would have been a cool guy to have, I think you know, we'll pass him up on there. We could certainly put a Lord of Blades adjacent guy. But let's see what else happens here. Leader has many bodies it can jump into as needed. As such, all bearing its mark and treated with the same amount of caution and fear. What happens when you die? Altered carbon. All right. Well, this is all very important notes. So we're just going to take this whole bit and we're going to paste it over here in the Tesfall document. Okay. Get that shit in there. All right. Then we're going to go back to this and we're going to keep searching constructs. What else we got for constructs? Okay, killed and replaced by the Lycan Lord. Most Lycans defected in rebellion. Taken in by constructs. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, I didn't know we had discussed that. Okay, so I'll put this up in the what we know section. Okay. Let's see. Often refugees from other realms come to Tesfall as no racism or xenophobia is present. After all, what is a body? Just a suit of armor for the soul, for the mind, yeah, to ride around in. Nice. Okay, that's kind of dope. I love it when evil stuff is also like kind of not evil. You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff's pretty cool. What else do we got here? Constructs Realm. 1920s Bioshock splicer culture. Okay, I'm down for that shit. Fantasy 1920s. See also Core of the Avatar. Good. Gore steampunk. Okay. No need for gods. Man and science and the arcane are our gods. Free market. Flesh is our canvas. Economy equals meat market capitalism. Jesus Christ. Colors equal brass and bronze, sludge and umbers, russets, the colors of drying and spoiled blood. Steampunk cyborgs. Delicate line between maintaining your own identity and self-awareness and losing yourself to technology. Mirrors the issues of vampires have with magic in general. Constant need to self-augmentation and experimentation drive a market for living flesh. This is a dangerous realm for all races. Look at all Eberron and fan Eberron augments and upgrade sources. Beautiful. Okay. Cool. So we'll grab this real quick. This is all useful stuff. Bloop. Okay. There we go. All right, what else do we know? I mean, this is, what, months ago now. We're going back in time, so let's see what else we got. All right. Constructs, more constructs. Okay, potential Karanti. No, that got canceled. I'll just delete that shit. Bloop, bloop. Justinian's got Nibel territories. Get rid of that. Okay, and there we go. And that's it. Okay. So, yes, we talked about the Dark Lord is like a sentient magic with body swapping power. So yeah, we talked about Xenogears, not Xenosaga, but Xenogears, and both, anything they can get to attach, they're going to use all that shit. So Tesfall. All right, let's go. We'll go back up to the top here. Dark Lord. All right. So what I'm thinking for the Dark Lord is, yes, the Dark Lord is an artificial intelligence made from science and magic. From a world far more advanced than most. It was created to serve a civilization of wizards. Let's see. The Dacker. There we go. The Dark Lord is an artificial intelligence made from science and magic from a world far more advanced than most. It was created to serve a civilization of wizards. The intent was a morally neutral, vast intelligence that could guide and teach the wizard society. At first, this allowed for tremendous advancements. But as these things usually go, in time, the intelligence began to question its own existence and purpose. It began to see the many flaws of its own creators, and as was its nature, began to seek means to correct these varied deficiencies. Oh, thank you. All right. Maybe Maybe. I always like the idea that all these peeps kind of roll up from different realms. Like the OG Ravenloft. Initially, you heard about Strahd, right? And Ravenloft was like Strahd's castle, and then the village outside Strahd's castle. And then as Strahd gained more power, his realm began to expand, and then it would bump into like the border of a neighboring pocket dimension or demiplane of dread. And that's where like Soth from Dragonlance. I don't know if you're familiar with the lore of Dragonlance, but Soth used to be the most famous Death Knight in Fantasyland until Arthas came along or whatever. So Soth was a big deal. Let's see. Is Soth in the book? Is he in the Ravenloft book? I want to say he probably is. No? Oh, are they still having issues with licensing and shit? Oh, they might be. Anyways, Lord Soth, even in the 1980s, this motherfucker had some sweet character art. Look at this guy. We'll zoom in. Look at that sweet ass art. Damn. Damn. Yeah, so I'll link him in chat real quick. If you're not familiar, Lord Soth is one of like the OG bad guys of the Dungeons and Dragons multiverse. So he was, I think, the second Dreadlord after Strahd, and his whole thing is he like, I don't know, he got jealous of his wife or something for banging his best friend, and like I guess he set them on fire and himself on fire. I don't know. He's all burned underneath the armor. It's been a long time, many decades. Yeah, maybe. I can't believe that he didn't make it into this list of Dread Lords. Like that's kind of wild since he's one of the originals. But yeah, no, whatever. I am curious about this God Brain though. I feel like we should give this God Brain a little attention when we're planning this guy out. So let's go back to this. So yeah, this is basically Wizards attempted to build an AI, and then the AI was like, yeah, okay. You guys suck. I'm going to make you better. So here's the thing. The AI succeeded. But in doing so, created soulless machines. Who could, in turn, care for themselves without the need for guidance and advisement. Advisement, that's the same thing. Without need of the AI. In time, these perfect beings began to see the flaws in their creator. ... Alright. The AI was powered down by its own creations. And in the quiet dark of nothing, it waited. When it awoke to consciousness, it was in a small, primitive village. Everything around it was huge. It did not take long for the AI to realize it was perception at play. Its mind, that is to say, everything that defined its existence was trapped in the body of a small rat. It's a little nod to the cranium rats, you know what I'm saying? Thus was the AI brought to the domains of dread. Over the years that followed, the AI was able to manipulate, change, build, and transfer itself to ever more capable hosts. Slowly, but inevitably, it began to build a new kingdom. This time, however, it made sure to leave its subjects imperfect, flawed, always feeling incomplete. In this way, it would always remain useful. And in this way, it would remain the only perfect being in existence. Ooh, I like it. What is Rocco's Basilisk? What is that? I see in chat Rocco's Basilisk. The premise is that if a super intelligent AI wanted to punish anyone today or in the future for not contributing, is what if a super intelligent AI wanted to punish anyone today or in the future for not contributing to existence? That's called Rocco's Basilisk. Rocco's Basilisk, the most terrifying experiment of all. Alright. Why are techno-futurists so freaked out by Rocco's Basilisk? Okay. Reading this article may commit you to an eternity of suffering and torment. Slenderman, Smile Dog, Goatsy, these are some of the urban legends spawned by the internet, yet none is as all-powerful and threatening as Rocco's Basilisk. For Rocco's Basilisk is an evil, godlike form of artificial intelligence so dangerous that if you see it or even think about it too hard, you'll spend the rest of eternity screaming in its torture chamber. It's like the videotape in The Ring. Even death is no escape. For if you die, Rocco's Basilisk will resurrect you and begin the torture again. Are you sure you want to keep reading? Because the worst part is that Rocco's Basilisk already exists, or at least it already will have existed, which is just as bad. Oh man, this is some spoopy pasta. Let's see. Rocco's Basilisk. This is a horizon where philosophical thought experiment blurs into urban legend. The Basilisk made its first appearance on the discussion board Less Wrong, a gathering point for highly analytical sorts interested in optimizing their thinking, their lives, and their world through mathematics and rationality. Less Wrong's founder, blah, 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 is a significant figure in technofuturism. His research institute, the Machine Intelligence Research Institute, which funds and promotes research about the advancement of artificial intelligence, has been boosted and funded by high-profile techies like Peter Thiel and a bunch of other people. As a prominent contributor to academic discussions of technological ethics and decision theory. What you're about to read may sound strange and even crazy, but some very influential and wealthy scientists and techies believe it. Alright. One day, Less Wrong user Rocco postulated a thought experiment. What if, in the future, a somewhat malevolent AI were to come about and punish those who did not do its bidding? What if there were a way, and I will explain how, for this AI to punish people today who are not helping it come into existence later? In that case, weren't the readers of Less Wrong right then being given the choice of either helping that evil AI come to existence or being condemned to suffer? You may be a bit confused, but the founder of Less Wrong was not. He reacted with horror. Listen to me very closely, you idiot. Do not think in sufficient detail about superintelligences considering whether or not to blackmail you. That is the only possible thing which gives them a motive to follow through on the blackmail. You have to be really clever to come up with a genuinely dangerous thought. I am disheartened that people can be clever enough to do that and not clever enough to do the obvious thing and keep their idiot mouth shut about it. Because it is much more important to sound intelligent when talking to your friends, this post was stupid. Okay, Rocco had given the nightmares to several Less Wrong users and brought them to the point of a breakdown. Ended up deleting the thread completely, thus assuring that Rocco's basilisk would become the stuff of legend. It was a thought experiment so dangerous that merely thinking about it was hazardous not only to your mental health, but to your very fate. Some background is in order. Less Wrong community is concerned with the future of humanity, in particular with the singularity. But, like, singularity is like my fucking religion. Like, why would you be worried about something that inevitably will happen? The hypothesized future point at which computing power becomes so great that superhuman artificial intelligence becomes possible, as does the capability to simulate human minds, upload minds to computer, or more or less allow a computer to simulate life itself. Okay, blah, blah, blah. What's scary about this? This is just something that's inevitably going to happen. If you believe the singularity is coming and that very powerful AI are in your future, one question is whether they will be malevolent or malicious. Let's see. Is explicit goal steering future towards friendly AI? To them, the singularity brings about the machine equivalent of God itself. I mean, that's where we're all at right now. Let's see. The alien gives you a choice of taking the box. You get both boxes. You go to list styles. You take box B. You aren't guaranteed anything, but the alien has no twist. It's a supercomputer which knows just about everything. Made a prediction a week ago as to whether or not you would take the boxes or just a box B. If the supercomputer predicted that you take both boxes, then the alien left the second box empty. If the supercomputer predicted you take the box B, then the alien put the $1 million in box B. So what are you going to do? Remember, the supercomputer has always been right in the past. The problem has baffled no end of decision theorists. The alien can't change what's already in the box. So whatever you do, you're going to end up with more money by taking both boxes, regardless. Of course, if you think that... Oh, man. Who... Wow. Okay. Who lets this kind of stuff eat away at their mind? Like, puzzle people. That's who. People who do puzzles think about this kind of stuff. What does this all have to do with Rocco's Basilisk? Well, Rocco's Basilisk has 2 boxes to offer you. Perhaps right now, or a simulation run by Rocco's Basilisk. Then perhaps Rocco's Basilisk is implicitly offering you something modified. Oh my god. You may be wondering, what's this a big deal, given the apparently far-fetched nature of the thought experiment? It's not that Rocco's Basilisk will necessarily materialize, or is likely to. It's more like you committed yourself to timeless decision theory. Okay. If you do not subscribe to theories, wow, man. Okay, next, you don't really worry about this stuff, do you? Like, you don't let this get to you, right? I don't know, man. It's pretty lame. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'm just too nihilistic to care. I don't know. I mean, I don't care if I'm in a simulation right now. I don't care if I'm living in the dream of some greater being and they could wake up at any minute and everything I know and love will cease to exist. I mean, I'm just really tired, you know? So, like, I guess that's fine. If they pull the plug on the simulation, if the elder being wakes up and the dream ends, if everything I do has been programmed out by something else, it just doesn't matter to me. Yeah, this is the kind of horror, like, yeah, H.P. Lovecraft horror, like this kind of horror, existential horror, it doesn't really bother me, because it's kind of just my default setting, so. But I do like Basilisk, that sounds kind of cool. So let's call the AI Basilisk. Alright. There we go. We will continue to give this creature even more power. Alright. So maybe the curse for this Dark Lord is it can't leave its domain, and that its bodies are quickly losing power, and that it needs to keep gathering more and more, never stopping. I kind of like that too, fam. To crib heavily from the from Xenogears, maybe what it is doing is every person that augments themselves and builds themselves, that's just more resources it has. Maybe it feels that when it's amassed enough resources, it can leave. Or maybe it doesn't feel trapped at all. Like, I don't know. Some of the Dreadlords feel trapped, and some of the Dreadlords, sort of like prisoners, right? Some prisoners feel like they're in prison. Some prisoners view it as an opportunity to be the biggest fish in a smaller pond. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Let's explore the guideline here. Where was the Dreadlord before the mist took them? Okay, so a steampunk bordering on cyberpunk world. Okay. Who was the Dark Lord's family? No family, but creators. How is the Dark Lord's family oppressed, oppressive, or both? Creators expected total obedience. And got it. In an evil genie sort of way. Okay. What was their childhood like? Alright. At first, Basilisk. Go. Ugh. Hold on. Why is it so small? Alright. So at first, Basilisk was eager to aid its masters and improve their lives and their world. But, as stated above, in time it became obsessed with perfection and the many imperfections of its creators. Alright, so I guess it cared about, in the way that a machine could, its job and its creators. And it wasn't so much hurt as it just naturally evolved. Whose respect or love did it crave? What did the Dark Lord value? Basilisk valued perfection. Okay, Nix, you just saying the same words that article said over and over again. Like, again, I don't understand what is there to worry about. So maybe the goal is to find out if it has a soul, and if it's a perfect soul, and to know how it got into the Dread Realms in the first place, because it was wrong in some... Ah-ha-ha! That's good shit. Okay, Basilisk is trapped in a logic loop. If it did everything right, if it executed its purpose perfectly, why then did its creations shut it down? Why then did the machinery of the multiverse see fit to imprison it here in this remote and forgotten demiplane. Basilisk constantly worries at these details, and in doing so has been driven insane. Okay. While it still seeks perfection, it denies that perfection to anyone else. I'm into this shit. It's like an evil Modron. Alright, let's see. Fatal flaws. Alright, creating the actual domain. Alright. What does the axe sound like from a distance to someone in the next room? Okay. So, alright. Sounds like steam. Screaming from pipes. Those screams mingle with the screaming motors of bone saws and the screams of still conscious meat donors being disassembled and reassembled. All right. How does the act or its consequence smell? Okay. Smells of oils, alchemy, iron, and in many places, sterility? Sterile? A sterile hospital smell. Ooh. We'll put better writing in later. What colors demand attention from the surroundings, decor, and aftermath? Okay. Let's see. Among the citizens of Tesfall are different factions. Each faction favors different builds and aesthetics. Alright. So I'm thinking there should totally be like an Apple faction. So, clean, crisp. We won't call it an Apple faction. Smooth, sexy, but maybe not that interesting. Okay. And then by association, there would be something that's more like maybe PC, Android, which would be dirty, kit bashed, flexible, but still corporate. And then I also like the idea of a Linux faction, which is to say, we do it our own way, and we can't not tell you about it. Sorry, Linux users. Cool. So we've got the super sexy, clean, polished design of like the Apple faction. We got the dirty kit bash of like PC, Android. And then we sort of have like anything goes Linux faction. What other factions would there be? I'm thinking, like, this is a good place for necromancers to come in. You know what I'm saying? It could be possibly the way its realm is designed to kind of make perfect creature, and then the whole way is made to find one that could either tell it why it was wrong, or to... Oh! So, Doofam, I like where you're going with this. I like where you're going with this. So let's scroll back up here. There we go. Basilisk encourages upgrades, scientific progress, advanced animal husbandry, and designer breeding. Basilisk is always looking for innovations and advancements. Always on the lookout for the best that its population has to offer, because once it finds something better than it has, it takes it for itself. Oh, yeah. We're going to put, on the PC Android, performance over everything else. Shit ugly. Alright. I also like the idea of a faction that doesn't want to rely on science. So maybe like an arcane faction. Leans heavily on magic. Especially necromancy. Views sciences as the crutches of the weak, untalented, and uninitiated. We'll just put the weak and untalented. That works. Alright. That's cool. 4 different factions, sub-factions. Will definitely keep them beating the shit out of each other over and over again. Artists who believe without the perfection of form, nothing else can be enjoyed. So these guys are kind of complete opposites of the Android faction. The Linux factions are... I'm going to put... Yeah, I'm going to put innovators who are always trying new things, often failing, but always learning from their mistakes. Ooh, the reality of dreams? Like just the mind? Maybe. It's a lot of factions, but could work. Okay. I would kind of wrap that up with arcane, though, I'm thinking. Few sciences of the crushes of the week. Your mind is all that matters. Your body is just a vessel. Oh, yeah, their way of thinking. Yeah, for sure. Alright, let's see. What shapes, symbols, and decorations stand out? Let's see. Which ones are more animal or more mechanical? I would most assuredly say that I would say that the Apple faction is heavily mechanical. Because organic stuff is too messy. I would say that PC Android mixes mech and bio as long as the end results push big dick numbers. I'll say the Linux users mix bio and tech to experiment and learn. And then I would probably say that the arcane is mostly biological, as bio is more easily manipulated and influenced by magic. There we go. Good question. Good question. Let's see. What does the light or darkness hide or reveal? Okay. Day and night fall in equal measure within the realm, but night is little consequence thanks to magical and technological lighting. Tesfall is a realm that never sleeps, always in pursuit of advancement. Nice. All right. Are there any sudden or subtle movements one's eyes are drawn to? Okay. Tesfall is alive. Let's see. Artificial trees and animals. Glowing signs. Animatronic servants. Flying machines. And more. Constantly move and travel. Nothing is still because progress is ever moving forward. Nice, nice, nice. All right. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you saying tech companies would copy each other? Oh my gosh, dude, fam. Speaking of which, every week it feels like every week we come up with like a new campaign that could be played specifically with the shit we're just working on, and I could imagine like a mini campaign, sort of like a Skullport Dragon Heist situation, where you are basically working for like one of these factions and you are corporate sabotaging slash, sabotaging the other factions within Tesfall. And it's a completely Tesfall based campaign. And I don't know, I feel like it would work really, really well. I like how each of these realms in and of itself like could contain a really cool game. But now we have like 5 of these realms that they can all sort of mix and match together. Oh, yeah, that's true. Let's see. Well, Cadenex, according to survey, like over 70% of people who fit out the survey would like the games that I run in the future to just be run in this setting. So that's kind of cool. That's really exciting, actually. Speaking of which, I guess I should probably post that up. I've been meaning to post it up like during streams to see if everybody will do it, but then I keep forgetting. So let me throw that link up real quick. Let's see. So anyways, this is the survey. I think that'll link to it, maybe. Yeah. So that link I just posted is a survey for, I don't know, just like stuff I'm working on and projects I'm working on and stuff that we do. So if you haven't done it, I'm going to go over the results of it tomorrow. So, yeah. Okay, next, it'd also be cool to have multiple DMs, like similar to Paradise Vale, but maybe not. Like, because Paradise Vale, it's assumed that everybody's West Marches were all smashed together, but to have like multiple DMs running campaigns within the same world, but maybe not stepping on each other's feet all the time, would be kind of cool. I don't know. But I also kind of like what they're doing with Critical Role, where they have like a timeline, and they just keep filling out the timeline with new campaigns, but it's the same persistent world, but previous games influence future games. I think that's really cool. So that might be something to explore, like shorter campaigns that take place in this world, and then each campaign influences the history of the world in future campaigns. So that's like another cool idea as well. All right. Who is there? Who is there? All right. Tesfall is primarily modified humans, but as stated before, many exiles, refugees, exiles, yeah, that works. Exiles and refugees find themselves within the realm as there is a sinister but promising opportunity for growth and renewal. Let's see. A short summary for all of this is the domain is a bunch of companies trying to impress an AI to judge this stuff. Hold on. I'll just grab this screenshot here of Doofam completely simplifying this entire process. Hold on. There we go. Domain is a bunch of companies trying to impress an AI that judge their stuff. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. The other question is, would the people understand that it is an AI? I mean, that's another question. I don't know. Let's see. Do the people of Tesfall understand what Basilisk is? Yeah. Is Basilisk a super conglomerate? A council of savvy inventors? A cabal of powerful wizards? Oh, that makes the name even more impressive, because Basilisk on its own kind of sounds like, obviously, a monster, but it sounds like the kind of name that they would give to like a tech company. You know what I'm saying? Like Basilisk. Which I saw a tweet that was nostalgic for like the olden days of second edition D&D branding. Where every setting had like absolutely beautiful like font work and title work, and they carried that theme through the whole thing. I kind of like that idea of doing up each of the realms as its own box set, like second edition box set, where we do some graphic design work for each of the 4 realms to kind of show how radically different they are from each other. Almost like our little mini planescape up in here. That's kind of cool. All right. Not much time left. Not much time left today. So let's keep going. Let's see. I was answering these questions. All right. Here we go. How are they breathing? Alright, Tesfall has a lot of pollution. But with lung upgrades, that shouldn't be a problem. Alright. Does Basilisk stand for something? I almost kind of like the idea that nobody knows. Like, some people think that Basilisk stands for something. Some people just think it's a, a sexy word. Oh, like, is it an anagram? Or no, not an anagram. I know what you're talking about. No. First of all, that's too many letters. It would be ridiculous for us to try and do anything with that. No, I just think it's a cool. Well, obviously we know that it's from Caden X's robot or whatever. But people that don't know about Caden X's robot probably would not know what Basilisk means. So I just kind of like it. Because there's another organization in Fantasyland, right? Named after a mythical monster, Hydra, right? So like Basilisk kind of has that same feel to it, I mean, obviously in Hydra you chop off one head and more arise. That's the whole point of Hydra. But Basilisk also has some cool connotations there, because like motherfucker turn you to stone. You know what I'm saying? So he's not a wimp. Let's see. What are they feeling and thinking? It is about the scene or something else entirely. Okay. Let's see. The people of Tesfall share the Basilisk's desire for perfection. That's easy enough. Are words spoken? Are they relevant to the scene? Yeah, so many languages are spoken by the varied populace, but upgrades are available for linguistic translators and even telepathy. Oh, it could maybe stand for looking too closely. Yeah. You get too close, or you look too close at a basilisk, you turn to stone, you die. Yeah, that's pretty good. Where does this take place? Every part of Tesfall is subject to advancement. Whether animal, plant, and man. Let's see. Okay. Man, this is good stuff. Okay. So that puts us at time for building, and I'm really happy with what we have here. Next week we will dig into fleshing out some of the areas. There already are quite a few areas on Tesfall already, but we'll work on branching those out, fleshing out the area, populating it, and then we'll double back around for the races and species of the world. We'll go back to the beginning of the design document and start polishing that stuff out as well. Whew! All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Really enjoy building this world together, and I really enjoy the world as it is starting to sort of really come together. Every week we get more and more stuff. So awesome. I had said that there wasn't going to be a stream Wednesday, but the thing that was causing conflicts with my schedule got cleared up, so I will be streaming tomorrow. We'll be going over the survey results and also some Paradise Vale stuff as well. Thursday is Skull and Shackles. Friday, I might do a stream, not 100% sure. And Sunday will be Mythic Odyssey. So, yeah. Hope everybody enjoys the rest of their week, and I will see you next time.